Oh, I closed Instagram. Where's Zoom at though? But where's my Zoom at? Where's my Zoom at? Yo, 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 yo. Oh, it's making us register again. It's making me register. Tell them that it made me register. That's why I closed Zoom, because it's making me register. Huh? Can I get a share screen, please? Louisa. Louisa. What am I talking about today? Yeah, it's fine. But just find it for me, please. Just jump into school on my phone. Yo, yo, yo! What's up, everybody? Oh, you can't hear me. There we go. What's up? What's up? What's up? All right. All right. All right. All right. You guys, literally, I should not be allowed to order things online. I should not be allowed to do any. I should barely be allowed to even like put my clothes on by myself. It's really bad. All right. So let's get some cameras on because I'm going to share a story. All right. Let's get some cameras on. Let's not be shy. You know, all are salespeople, and if it's 2:00 in the afternoon and you haven't taken a shower yet, that's problematic. Turn the music down a little bit. I'm feisty today, y'all. I'm feisty right now. Like, I'm just warning you, you should leave now. I'm feisty. I'm feisty. Like, I'm literally. Okay. Okay. You guys see that over there? That's a huge IKEA desk. Now, for some of those you who don't know, I don't live in the United States. I'm not going to tell you where I live because I don't need you to come and visit me and ruin my beautiful city, make it more expensive and harder to find an Uber. We ordered these desks. I ordered these desks, all right? I ordered these desks, and they say on the website they're adjustable. And I'm like, yes, I got my stand-up desk. They're manually adjustable. And you need to, like, unscrew and screw in something. So it's like, oh. And we had them built. We had one built. And it was like, oh my God, that's awesome. And I'm like, where's the like controls at for this thing? And I look at the legs and I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. Manual adjustments, you guys. Oh, how crappy is that? So now we have to return them. You guys, it's not funny. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Like, don't laugh. It's not funny. But can we get some cameras on? There's like 40 of us here, and there's like only my eight homies. Kim, you could turn yours off. You're driving. So I have a rule. If you're driving, you don't have to have your camera on. If you're naked, you don't have to have your camera on. If you're driving and naked, oh, for heck's sake, we want to see that train wreck going. Look, TikTok's back, baby. We had a one-day ban. TikTok's back. Thank you, Eric. Put on that camera. Let's go. So let's get in the chat real quick. Now that you guys heard my lack of ability to coordinate things in Spanish and English, and this is why I should continue my Spanish lessons. Let's get in the chat. What's one thing you're proud of yourself? It's January 21st. I want one thing that you're proud of yourself with. Not a win. I want something that you're actually proud of yourself for. Because a lot of us beat the shit out of ourselves, and I'm just not down with that game. So, what's one thing you're proud of yourself? I don't care if it's you got out of bed, took a shit, and got here, and you got stains on your underwear. If that's something you're proud of, put it in there. Did anybody leave, Sal? Nope, nobody left. Nobody left. Okay, I'm trying to make you guys leave. I'm trying to get you guys to leave. It's a lot easier when there's only 4 of us. Expectations are low. What are you proud of yourself? What are you guys proud of yourself? Who's going to be in Miami next week at Sharon's event? Who's going to be in Miami next week at Sharon's event? Who's going to be in Miami next week at Sharon's event? I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. I might even have some swag. Who? Like, I might have some swag. I might have some swag. We'll see. You got to earn it. Like, we got to earn it. You got to earn things with me. Like, I don't just give things for free. Even though you pay me every month, I don't just give shit out for free, you guys. Like, it's just not my style. It's not my style. But I'm flying from another country. I'm going to do a 3-state tour this week. I'm going to Ohio, Tennessee, and then Florida, all in the span of 6 days. That's crazy. It's crazy. Alcohol free since January 2nd, breaking out into the community, moving the line forward. 3 proof pieces. Yeah, Jill, let's go, people. Helena, that's amazing. Jennifer, if you send me a private jet, I will think about it, and I'll probably have to say no. Guys, I have a desk to take care of. I had to look at Cody and be like, yeah, bro, I got stand-up desks, but they are manually adjusted with screws. Like, that's not an adjustable desk. Like, that's false advertising, IKEA. Now we have to figure out how to return it. And oh God, you guys don't want to know what it's like having to disappoint Cody on a daily basis. Like, the look that Cody gives you, like, Cody's like dad look. All right, come on, let's keep the things you're proud of yourself. Hard conversation. I love those. Nadia showing up, going to bed before 9 and waking up at 6. Yes. Learning AI. Okay. Going on 3-month coffees free. Oh, 3-month free of coffee. Oh, I'm on 3 coffees right now. Secure. Oh, Luisa's giving me our topic for today just to make sure that I don't forget it, because she's like, you go off on tangent and you don't listen to anything. Let's go, y'all. Hey, our guests. We have a lot of guests. If you're a guest, you have to participate. Right? Like, guests don't get a free pass with me. If you're a guest, participate. Going to the gym 3 times a week. Come on, let's go, y'all. You're in real estate, damn it. If you're shy here, like with us, what is going on in your world? Told you. Laura, did I tell you guys I was fired up today? Got up at 4:30, meditated, jumped in the ice bath at 4:55. Y'all want to wake your asses up? Get in the ice bath at 4:55. 47 people and counting. We have 8 cameras on. What is going on, you guys? Why are we so shy? Camila, nudge some people in the chat and tell them to turn on their cameras. Like, I won't bite. Maybe a little nibble. I'm not sure. Not sure. Depends on what you like. But I'll probably do the exact opposite. Yeah, go for it. Invite some people. Sandra, camera's broken. All right, should we get started? Who wants to get started? Raise your hand. Oh, everybody's camera's off. I can't see your hands up. I told you I'm fired up today, y'all. Oh God, this is trouble. Why are you guys here in the chat? Why are you here? I'm editing a video. You shouldn't be editing a video. You should be participating with full attention. That means you're doing both things with a portion of your attention, which means neither one of them are getting your full self. That's sad. Your video deserves you, but hello back. Why are you guys here today? There is no such thing as multitasking, Maria. That is just not true. Imagine if I told you guys I'm multitasking. I'm building a desk while I'm here. Like, would you guys be pissed off that I wasted an hour of your life? There's just no such thing as multitasking. There's such a thing as doing 2 things with a portion of your energy, but it's not multitasking. It's just 2 things doing a portion of your energy, right? There we go. We probably lost one person. Vic's an asshole. I know. It's actually not. Don't I tell people? Isn't that one of the things that you guys should ask, like in my testimonials, when I ask for testimonials? I'm like, and is Vic really an asshole? I am. It's just who I am, you guys. It's just who I am. So what are we talking about today? To have great conversations, to learn and grow, learn from the best. I'm here to better my skills. But what was it specifically in the title that made so many of you want to come here today? Bhavna, welcome back. We hope you're doing well. I loved your video, by the way. I loved your video. Like, oh my God, how raw and how touching was that video where you shared why you kind of MIA'd for the last couple of months? I thought that was super adorable and cute and really authentic and real. Super good. Really, really proud of that. Psychology-driven skills. But what was it? You guys, I'm teaching you something here. When people give you vague answers, you have to dig in deeper. It's your responsibility to dig in, right? So what was it in the title that brought you here today for all of our guests? A lot of guests here. What was it in the title? You guys like thirsty? Thirsty. What was it in the title? Negotiate and close deals. We could talk about negotiation and closing deals, right? To learn if you have something new to say. Probably not, Maria. I just talk a gang of shit. I don't know how I got Sharon to let me on this call, but here we are. I don't know why people pay me to talk. It's ridiculous. Here we are, though. Poor Jill. Why are we here, you guys? Why are we here? Right? We have to be willing to ask a prospect that question. Why are you sitting down in front of me today? Do you guys see the comfort that I have to probe and clarify and just stay in the position, right? I'm supposed to make myself big. That's what somebody told me. Pin yourself. Okay, there we go. But I like to see you guys, not me. So I'm going to go back to gallery. Chao, amigo. Muchas gracias. Lo siento. Ay, qué pena. Qué pena. Sí, es muy bien. Mario, muchas gracias. Sí. No problema. Why are we here, y'all? Better connect with my prospects and clients. Starting the conversation came out the wrong side, working with Minor. That's sorry. I pay for him, so I may as well come get all out of it. How to pick brains. You guys, right now what I'm doing is I'm probing and clarifying, right? We are so scared to probe and clarify. I'm trying to get you all to leave, but more of you keep showing up. We're now at 50 people. Oh my gosh. When you are in a conversation, your ability to probe and clarify and get clarity to why the prospect raised their hand is your ability to figure out why the person is in front of you. If you don't know why the person's in front of you, you have nothing to solve and you have no value to deliver. If we could eliminate something from our vocabulary, which is the words, I'm here to provide value, that's dumb. That is straight dumb shit. Oh, I swear, FYI, because somebody got my cowboy hat dirty. You guys see this? I left my hat in the office and they rubbed it against the wall. This is a Stetson, y'all. Like, you don't fuck around with the man Stetson. If we can't have a conversation where we get a little uncomfortable, when a prospect says something to us at closing in a presentation, right? You're in a buyer presentation and we didn't actually have a process to follow, right? We don't have a process to follow and we're in a buyer presentation. And we get to the end and we hit them with a commission check that could be anywhere up from $5,000 to $35,000, $50,000, $75,000 that the prospect now has to find a creative way to finance if the listing side did not put in a commission, right? You guys, our good friend Sharon on one of his flips, he said, don't put a commission into the buy side. Instead, put this: seller is willing to pay a commission based on the terms of the agreement. Anybody ever seen that, heard that, done that? If you are working with sellers, that is what you put. The seller is willing to pay a commission based on the terms of the agreement. You probably shouldn't write that down. Nothing to see here, y'all. Same old shit. Probably don't want to write that down, right, Jill? Dave, don't laugh. I love it. Laugh, laugh, laugh. Have fun, you guys. Y'all are way too serious here. Tiffany, smile for me. There we go. See, you guys look so much prettier when we're smiling. Gosh, I love it. Just going to snort some balance over here to try to relax myself. Just snorting a little balance in the afternoon. See, balance, nothing else. We have to know how to say things to get us into a position, right? Mr. and Mrs. Seller, the way I help give you a competitive advantage is that we should offer a commission. Well, why should we? And then you have a proper word track, right? You have a couple of things you say because it's going to probably allow the agents who aren't able to negotiate to show your home. It's going to reduce the stress off of a buyer. Buyers are already under financial stress. Imagine when you go to buy your home, do you want to have to come up with more money or less money? No, I want to be able to come up with less money. Exactly. So we should offer a commission. Well, what do you think you should offer? Well, we could do kind of what the industry wants. We could do what's normal in the marketplace, right? We could do maybe a little, let me know if you like this. Option 3. What's option 3, Vic? Option 3 is, why don't we let the buyer's agent ask us what they feel is worth their worth? Let's see what they say. Let them ask us, and then we can negotiate that based off of the terms of the agreement. If it's a stellar offer and they want a couple percent, I think we should give it to them. They earned it. But if it's a crappy offer and they want a couple percent, we should use that as a negotiation tactic. Allows us to have more leverage. I am not legal counsel, y'all. I am the farthest thing from legal counsel. Y'all, I will give you all of the wrong things to do. And then you need to work with your attorneys to keep your asses out of boiling water. My job here is to get you in trouble. That's all I play in the gray. So any legal questions probably should go to somebody who is better at legal. All right. All I'm here to do is get you guys in a little bit of trouble. And that's my job. That's what makes my life fun. It's why I have a full head of hair. I don't get in trouble. You do. So should we get into the topic at hand today? Should we get into the topic at hand? Right. Today we're supposed to talk about what? Contracts and power players. Is that what it is? Master the game using agreements to secure the perfect home. Right. So how do we use our agreements? Right? How do we use agreements? So where'd my iPad go? So how do we use contracts? Do you guys, how many of us here are scared to talk about contracts, commissions, like offers and things like that with your buyers? How many of you here, just put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. If you guys have a buyer's presentation, a consultation that covers everything from A to Z and that you're 100% confident with. Helena, Sal, I love you guys. Aaron, okay. Sandra, I love you. Leanne, Tiffany, all of my clients, I love you guys. You guys are crushing it. Jill, 0.75. Okay. It's better than most people. Will, gotcha. Okay. So I know that you guys, if you're using our buyer consultation, you're good. How do we talk about, like, any of you guys in multiple offer markets right now? 50, 60, 70% of the hands are so far. I know a lot of our clients that I work with are in multiple offers. If you're in multiple offers, just put an M. Depends on the property. Okay. Depends on the area and pricing. So a lot of M's coming in, right? We're probably going to pick up some steam right now. You guys know what happens after every election? Where does the market go? Up or down? Up or down? Up. You know why? It's because it's no iPad. How about now? Okay. We have uncertainty. Right? Does uncertainty make a market go up or down? Uncertainty makes a market go down. We have certainty, right? Now we see what's happening. Creates demand. Did you guys know, and I'm not sure if this is going to happen or not, but did you guys hear that Trump is going to try to remove some of the red tape from new home construction, which could bring pricing down of homes anywhere from 40 to 90,000 bucks. Hey, little buddy with Lauren, how are you? You want to give us a wave? Just realtors, nothing to worry about over here. We're not attorneys. Trust me, be a lot of lawsuits that failed. Did you guys hear about that? That he's trying to remove some of the red tape to make it less expensive to build new properties? All right, fingers crossed. So what do you think is going to happen right now? Do we think that prices are going up or prices are going down? Who thinks prices are going down? Anybody? Just put a D in the chat. D where you are. Okay, so some market specifics or some stuff going down. All right, but overall, most of us feel that the overall economy of housing is gonna stay the same or get better. So if that's the case, how do we use, right, the contract to win? The buyer. How do we use the contract to win the buyer? So you're in a little bit of a lull right now. You're kind of like crypto. You don't know where to go. You don't know if you want to go up or go down. We don't know if it's alt season or Bitcoin season, right? Just kind of like there. But whatever is going to happen is going to happen. So how do we use our contracts? Anybody? Are there some sections to your contract? Let's first come out with what are the sections of the contract. So obviously we have probably the most important thing, which is price. Okay. We're going to get into some proof pieces in a second. One is price. What else is on a contract? Terms, yes. Right? We have terms. We have the parties involved. Right? But the parties probably won't give us a competitive advantage unless we know how to position those. So if there's any concessions, timelines, anything else of value in the contract that would allow us? Okay. So we have earnest money, good faith, right? Earnest money. What else? Timelines, financing, terms, right? So financing would go under terms, timelines would go under timelines. Good faith, earnest money goes under earnest money. Inspections goes under terms, right? An inspection would be a term of the agreement, correct? Have you guys read your whole agreements before? So in Seattle, where we sold a lot of real estate there. I'm not telling you for any other reason, just because I just want to impress you right now, because I'm just feeling a little rambunctious this morning. Oh gosh, what's wrong with me today? In our contract in Seattle, which was a very competitive market, it used to be letter X. Letter X said that the buyer of the purchase and sale said the buyer had, I believe, 5 days to verify the information provided by the listing agent. It's a standard clause in the agreement, right? Oh, by the way, we don't call it contracts. What do we call it, y'all? Trez agents, what do we call it? what do we call it? Agreements. Okay. Nobody likes to sign contracts. Everybody loves to endorse an agreement, though. Okay. We like agreements. It's like we're negotiating something cool. Contracts. Ooh, I don't want to sign a contract. So everything we do is an agreement. So line X in our purchase and sale agreement that the buyer gave to the seller gave the buyer, even if a buyer went completely, right, Leanne, I'm going to mute you. Even if a buyer came in completely with zero contingencies, waived inspection, waived financing, waived disclosure forms, right? Signed off on everything. Cash deal. There's still line X. Line X, right? Line X gave the buyer an out. So when I was a new puppy agent, I asked my broker, I said, hey, what is this line X? He's like, oh, it's just standard clause. I said, well, I represent a seller. This looks like a contingency. This looks like a negative term of the agreement. I don't want that in there. He's like, well, I've never had anybody cross it out. I was like, well, my job is to get you in trouble. Your job is to keep my ass safe. We have a mutually beneficial relationship. Will you please figure out what I need to do to cross it out? Because I'm sending it back to the buyer right now because he's got the best offer and I'm crossing out that line and I need to know what to say. He's like, all right, call the attorney. And that's when I got our attorney's phone number because my broker's like, I don't want to be a part of this because he had never dealt with this before. Your contracts might have standard language. Now, Sal and I were doing a role play yesterday where he called somebody. Do we write offers for our clients or do we win homes? Right? What do we do? I don't write offers. We win houses. If you want to be that agent that goes out there and writes 3 or 4 or 5 offers for a client, by all means do it. It's your time, not mine. But you're wasting their time, you're wasting their money, you're wasting your energy, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your money, you're wasting your gas. And you can go find another buyer and put 1 or 2 more people on contract in the same amount of time you work with that one person who is off the rails. You should not write offers, you should win homes. So change your language when you talk to your clients or your prospects. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, most agents are going to talk to you about how they write offers. Can I share with you how we win homes here at the Deal Group? And they go, well, what do you mean? Because all of the people we talk to talk about writing offers, how to write the best offer, how to be the most competitive, how they're great at negotiating. I said, yeah, because they're standard average agents. What we do here is we win houses. We don't write offers. So do you want to be in a market where prices in Seattle are going up 1 to 5% month over month? Or do you want to be winning the house and building that equity? Well, no, we want to build the equity. Cool. Would it be cool if I walk you through what we do when we send over the offer to make sure that we have at least the upper hand to deny the home? Yes. If you're out there and you've written 2 offers and they've both been low offers and your buyer does not want to play properly, that is not a shitty buyer. Okay, that is not a shitty buyer. That is an unprepared realtor. It's not your fault, but it is now. It's not your fault in the past, but it is now. If you write bad offers, whose fault is it? It's not the buyer's, because you've chosen to work with the buyer. Well, they're just cheap. Well, then they shouldn't be looking at houses they can't afford. Your fault again for getting into your car and driving them to a house they can't afford. It's your lack of control over the buyer and the process that is allowing them to do these things, not the buyer, not the seller. There's no such thing as a shitty client. There's just a thing called unprepared agents. Anybody leave yet? Nobody left yet. Damn it. Trying my best here. 2 left. They left before that, though. They left before that. They left before that. I scared them away earlier. I never want to hear you guys say that the prospect's crappy. It's just you weren't good enough. You just weren't good enough. You just weren't good enough, right? You just weren't good enough. And if we could admit that we're not as good as what we pretend to be on social media, right? Just in this little space right here, in this 31 minutes, if we can admit that we're not as good as what we pretend to be on social media, it allows us the space to put in the effort to get better. Fair? Is that fair? Is that cool? You guys, if I was as good as I thought I was, like life would be so much better. But I'm just working on myself every day. And you know what's fun about it is, like, I can see the progress every day. And it's so cute. I'm like a little puppy. Okay, I'm just like a little puppy. Yay. Just have fun. All right, so how do we use these terms? So price. Okay, price is probably the most important, followed by the terms. Well, Vic, what else is important about the contract? Really nothing, because that's all that really matters. I mean, you got a good price, you got good terms, you got a good chance of winning. Okay, so when we think about price, right? When we think about price, right? And you're in a multiple offer situation. This is what we talk about in the buyer consultation. So spend less time, right? Spend less time talking about the home and more time how you win the house. The perfect home is a secondary conversation after they hire you to be their agent. Secondary conversation. First they hire you, then you talk about the home. Not you spend an hour talking about the home, hope and pray to God that they hire you, and then you figure out what happens. Don't do that. That's average agent stuff. Price. So let's say the house is listed at $1 million, right? Let's say they went with event-based pricing. Let's say you're an awesome TRIZ agent and you called the agent 700 times until the agent was like, why don't you just come to my house and eat with me? Because literally you're on the phone with me more than anybody else in my life. You're like, I know, I just want to win the house. Super responsive, unlike most agents. Hi, Jan Michael McClintock. And it's $1 million. So they did event-based pricing. So let's say you do all your research and you realize the house is somewhere between 1.1, 1.1, and 1.150. Don't be lazy and come in with an escalation. Don't be the lazy agent and come in with an escalation. It's a lazy shit to do. I'm just going to let the escalation clause win for me. Sandra, are you looking at Camila? Camila, are you looking at Sandra? Are you guys talking to each other back there? I see you guys. Escalation, lazy. Okay? Imagine you have a tree. Big tree that needs to come down or it's going to crash in on your house during a storm. Do you want to take a butter knife to it? Do you want to take an axe, or do you want to take a chainsaw where the tree is tied to the back of a tractor, and when the tree comes down, the tractor is going to pull it and it's going to pull it away from the house? Which one do you want? Butter knife, an axe, or like the best tools in town? I want a chainsaw. I want to win this shit, right? I want to pull that stump right out of the ground, right? So let's say we talk to the agent. The agent says we got 6 offers in hand. Like, ooh, any of them any good? Vic, you're hilarious. Yes, they're all really good. Any of them, like, I worked with a lot of tech people in Seattle, and they're all Indian, Chinese and Indian, right? And we had some French people too. So I'd be like, are they Indian? And they go, Vic, seriously? And they'd laugh. Like, yes, they're Indian. I was like, oh, do they work for a startup named Microsoft? Or are they more at the Amazon Boeing? Like, no, they work for one of those companies. I was like, awesome. And are they using some of their stock to put on the down payment? Like, we don't know where the down payment's coming from. It's like, oh, they didn't tell you where their down payment was coming from? The agent didn't tell you that? What am I doing? breaking holes in their communication style. Breaking holes in their communication style. Well, no, they sent me a pre-approval. They told me that they're putting 20% down, but they didn't tell you like that they needed to sell some stock. And, so like that way, if there is a little bit of a complication, like your sellers expect it. So you look like a rock star. No, they didn't tell us that. Oh, okay. Would it be cool when I write my offer and I send it over that in my cover letter, I tell you exactly where the funds are coming from so that your seller knows exactly what to expect in case there are any challenges? We don't foresee any, but just in case. Oh, that'd be awesome. Would that make your job easier? Yeah, that would. Okay, cool. I'll make sure to include that in our offer. What else can you tell me that would be important for your sellers to know about my buyers? Now she's talking. Now he's talking. Well, they're looking for this and that and this and that. Okay. And you just shut up and okay. What else? Blah, 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 blah. What else? Blah, blah. And those other offers, right? Where do I need to beat them? Do I need to come in at list price? No, Vic, it's Seattle. What are you smoking crack right now, Vic? I'm like, well, not at the moment, but if I don't get this offer, I might be going to see like downtown and hanging out with the homeless. Like, no, there's way more than list. I'm like, way more, like 20%. Well, not that much. I'm like, can we play hot potato, cold potato? Legit, I asked, can we play hot potato, cold potato? Like, Vic, we're not going to tell you what it takes. It's like, I don't want you to tell me what it takes. That's my job to figure it out. I just want you to tell me if I'm hot or cold because I don't want to write a bullshit offer. Like if my clients can't afford it, I don't want to waste your time because every offer you have to comb through, you have to call people on, you have to do your due diligence. Like, I don't want to waste your time. So we just play hot potato, cold potato. It's like, sure. I'm like, 1,020,000 cold. 1,060,000 cold. 1.1 cold. 1.2 hot. How hot? Too hot. Okay. So I'm cold, hot. Yes. 1.125. You're getting closer. Okay. 1.35. Vic, I'm not telling you anything else. What did she just tell me? Where's that offer at? In the chat. Where's that offer at? Where's that offer at? We know it's over asked, you guys. Come on, let's get closer. Let's get closer here, you guys. Come on, let's get closer. 1.125 and 1.15. That's what my guess would be. Right? Because where did she stop? 1.35. 1.25, she said, I'm getting close. 1.35, she said, I'm not telling you anything else. Why? Because we're getting effing close. We're right on the money here. Okay, so if I came in at 1.5, would that make me the top offer? Maybe. Maybe yes, maybe no. Vic, do you ever shut up? When you give me the information that I need to win and make your life super easy. If you came in at 1.5 and you had great terms, you would be in the top 1 to 2 positions. Ooh, okay. When you say great terms, what does that mean? I don't list out the terms. I ask her why, because she's going to look at what's in her hand. Well, we're probably going to need at least 25% down. Okay, no problem. What else? Well, you're going to have to waive your inspection. Okay, no worries. Can we do a pre-inspection? Well, we have an inspection online. Did you already look at it? Oh, yeah, we already took a look at it. Anything you see there? Nope. House is what, 8 years old? Yeah. Looked pretty good, but they might want to do one, just on their own time, own dime. Would that be possible to get one in tomorrow? I already have it scheduled. So you already have one scheduled? I'm like, yeah, my inspector's on rotation. Yeah, if you want to do one tomorrow, I could get the sellers out of the house. Cool. Yeah, we just don't want any surprises, and I don't want you to have to, I know you don't want the earnest money. You want the closed deal, right? Yeah. Cool. They might not do it, but I'll let you know in a couple hours. Cool? Cool. What else? Well, if you use like a Wells Fargo or a Bank of America, I hate those banks. Okay, so you want a local lender? Yes. Anybody you love? Who are you going to use? We're going to use Cobalt. Oh, they're fine. Awesome. Who you send the pre-approval with and who you close the deal with are two different things. You can't control that. But who you send the pre-approval with is a term. Just saying. Just saying. Preparation matters. What else? So all I'm doing, oh, what was I sharing? iPad. All I'm doing is just going down this entire thing. Pop, 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 pop. Right now we're going to get to timelines. So is it more important to have like a bigger earnest money or the best timelines? Well, what do you mean? Well, like what kind of timelines do we need here? Are they selling and then buying? Have they already bought? No, they're selling and then they're buying. Okay. So would it be helpful if they had some time back in the home? Yes. I think the legal limit back then was 60 days. So we gave them 60 days for free, but then you have to technically be a landlord, right? So what if we give you 60 days for free, but we give you up to 90 days for $100? What do you mean? Well, my clients will be your client's landlord for 1 month for $100. Plus, you know, whatever your guys is, they're already paying their utilities. That way there's not a compensation on there, right? And some of the stuff, you know, like we had to finagle some things because otherwise if you go too far, you get into like investment properties and things like that. So we finagled some stuff with the lender, right? So we had a very good relationship with our lending partners so that we could write the agreements in a way that it wouldn't raise a red flag underneath underwriting. Do you see the difference when you're fully prepared to win versus write? Does anybody see a little bit more detail that we go into our process with than maybe what you've been taught to do, which is just write an offer? Do you see why buyers think that buying a house is super easy? There's a shit ton that goes into negotiation. Oh, well, you just put the best price out there and win. You guys, do you know how many offers we beat that had higher prices than we did? All day long. We did $250 million in real estate in one of the most aggressive markets in the entire country. Do you think we were not always in like crazy multiple offer situations? You are an important part of the negotiation. Do you pick up your phone? Are you available? You don't need to have availability 24 hours a day, but if you're in negotiations and you're negotiating with me and I call you and you don't pick up your phone, and then Jan picks up his phone, Laura picks up her phone, Bhavna picks up her phone, who do you think's got the upper hand? Hey, Vic, it's date night tonight. It's our 30th anniversary. I'm really not available because you know how real estate is. I'm trying to get to 60 years with my husband. If you need me and it's super important, will you double tap my phone? Because it's going to be on silent. I'll keep it on the table, but will you double tap, call me, send me a text? So that way, if I need to step away for a few minutes, I can. Yeah, no worries. You're super cool. I definitely want to work with you. You've set the expectation so that I'm not chasing you. Like, hey, call her twice. Cool. Hey, you guys are at 1150. We have one at 117. I'd rather work with you. You get to 1175. You guys got the deal. Vic, give me 2 minutes. Let me talk to my clients. Cool. You got half an hour. Set the expectation of what you're doing in your life. Don't shy from your anniversary. Don't shy from your kid's soccer game. Don't shy from the fact that you want to do something other than sit in your office till 10 o'clock at night. Just be open. Carissa, you don't build the relationship 5 minutes before the offers due. That's the game, y'all. You build the relationship when? When do you build the relationship? You start building your relationship right now. As an agent, that's a badass. You dress appropriately. I don't care what you guys say. I work remote. I live in a foreign country. I probably dress better than most people. I got slacks on, got a collared shirt. I got nice loafers. I work remote. I don't see anybody in real life. I don't do it for you guys. I do it for me. I got my props. I got awesome audio. I got awesome video. Right? I have all this technology that I had to learn that I didn't want to. Why? Because those are tools of the trade. Because I want a chainsaw with a tractor pulling. Because I know most people come with a butter knife if they even come with a knife at all. Some people come with a plastic knife. I love you guys. We start the relationship by going to brokers' opens and being cool in the open house. We start the relationship by giving them pointers. Hey, I don't know if you knew this, but somebody took a tinkle upstairs and they left a huge mess on the toilet seat. It wasn't me, I hope. I'm kind of blind, so it could have been me. I apologize. I just thought maybe you might want to get up there and clean it up before buyers come through. Oh my God, thank you, Vic. Hey, I think one of the kids got in one of the beds upstairs. It's all messy. I know that agent didn't make the bed when they got there, but I'm not going to make them feel stupid. I'm going to help them. I'm going to build the relationship. What's your name again? Oh, I'm just Weird Vikram. I'm never going to forget that. Oh, I'm just weirdo. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be saying anything. No, thank you so much. We build the relationship now with the industry. People should know who you are. People should remember who you guys are. You build the relationship now. You then go, and when your client says, hey, we want to see the house, you call the agent up. Hey, Leanne, it's Vikram with XYZ brokerage. I don't think we've done any deals, have we? I'm already putting into her head that we do deals in my company. I don't think we've done a deal yet, have we? No. Hey, cool. Well, nice to meet you. I hope we can make this our first. And she's going to go, oh, me too. What else is she going to say to that? No, I hope not. Of course not. I already know what she's going to. She can say, oh, me too. Like, yeah, hey, also, gorgeous fucking listing off of 123 Sheridan Street. My God, that is fabulous. How'd you score that one? Now I'm boosting her ego. So, well, you know, it's because I only work my sphere because I don't like talking to people I don't know. It's just my brother's house. Doesn't matter. I know you guys don't like calling people you don't know. I get it. Big loss, huge opportunities. Just got to learn that skill. Now Leanne loves me. I complimented her. I had fun. I said, we're going to do a deal together. Everybody else is like, hi, do you have any offers on the table? How many offers? Okay. Is there anything special about the house that I should know about? Okay, bye. Don't lie. I've heard your guys' calls. Guys, I sold a shit ton of real estate. I know the industry hasn't gotten you training. I know you keep saying the same thing because same people training the same people.
Hey, Vic.
Yeah.
Nice to see you.
You too. How are you, Jan?
So one thing I do is find out why they're moving, and then I'll try to include, if I'm in a multiple bid situation, I'll try to include something in the offer related to that.
How do you do that?
Examples.
How do you do that?
It's an estate sale, like they're selling the parents' house. I might put like a donation to a charity, the seller's choice in there, just to get them thinking with the other side of their brain. Because their mom or dad might have died from a disease, for example. A lot of people do. Or if they're moving because their kid graduated high school, I might offer a DJ or some kind of entertainment for a graduation party. Or if they're moving because they're downsizing and they've been in the house for 20, 30 years, I'll offer like a private chef, to cook dinner for them one last time in the house. And you'd be surprised. I probably paid out $1,000 for private chefs last year.
I didn't get a private chef, and I definitely made you more than $6,000. And Colombia is way cheaper, and I bought you Wagyu steak in Vegas. What the fudge, bro?
So many people have never had a private chef confirm what they want to, and you know, if obviously the offer is great too, but it gets them thinking like, damn, no one else wants that. This guy's cool. They start looking at your social media profiles and reviews, and I also do a cover letter. Usually with the offer, just make it really clean and nice.
Let's talk about the cover letter, because I was going to talk about that. So you guys, so as we're going through the conversation, right? So as we're going through the conversation, I'm getting the price, the terms they want, any concessions that are necessary, time frames, right? We change our earnest money to a non-refundable deposit. So even if the buyer backs out, the seller keeps the money without having to go to escrow. It's deposited the day the contract's signed by all parties. It's deposited to escrow, and escrow directly sends it over to the seller's account. And we put a lot of earnest money down, 5, 10, 15%. We're not backing out of the house. We've done all of our due diligence prior to putting an offer together. They want the house. They're pre-written, underwritten, money's in the bank, ready to rock and roll. All the underwriter needs is the final contract to do the final approval. 7 to 5 days. They are ready to rock and roll. We then ask exactly what Jan did, some of the details, so Jan can delight, right? It's called delighting the offer, right? It's a secret thing that a lot of agents don't know about. How do we always be delighting the other party? But then we can write a letter. Now, it's not a love letter, because your love letter will not get submitted to the buyer or to the seller. But we can write a cover letter, just like we were taught in high school. Write a cover letter, and inside of that cover letter, we can talk about the terms of our offer, right? So the first thing we have is some bullet points. So it makes it very easy. This is attached to the PDF that goes out. So your offer should come in one PDF file, not 72 files. You guys, it's 2025. Get with it. One PDF file. So when they open it, they have to see what? The cover letter. And just like an accident, we're going to read the cover letter. So in the cover letter, we have the terms of the offer. What else? We have the buyer's strength, right? So they work for Microsoft. How do you spell Microsoft? Microsoft, right? They make $500,000 each, right? They have $400,000 liquid. They own a $2 million house in California, paid in full, right? Do you guys want this buyer on your $1.4 million house right now? This guy could buy the house cash, right? They have $2 million in RSU stock, RUS, that's Russ, sorry. RSU stock, right? They're pre-written and underwritten, pre-approved, underwritten, whatever it's called. Anybody want this buyer? They've been at Microsoft for 3.5 years. She's at, I don't know, Amazon, been there for 2.75 years. It's just facts. Anybody think this is a strong buyer? Anybody want this buyer? Anybody have any problems with this buyer's offer? Anybody think this buyer is not approved? They're willing to cover a low appraisal. Well, we just waived the financing appraisal anyway, so we're covering it anyway. So if it comes in 400 grand short, we're whatever, it doesn't matter. What's the third block, Jan? What do we put in this third paragraph? Huh?
Contingencies?
That goes under terms, price and terms.
While they're moving.
Yeah, so the third one is about you, and now you can get a little emotion. You can't make it a love letter. You can't make it a love letter, because if you make it a love letter, it goes out the door. the picture of the family, the cute little dog, but we can make it about a little bit about us, right? We already got the qualifications, right? It's a buyer qualification letter. Right now, again, you guys, I'm just here to get you in trouble. You got to talk to your people about it, but the worst thing that can happen is that it gets thrown out the door. But guess who knows this information now? Guess who knows the information now? The listing agent. Vic, I can't send this letter. Why? It's not a buyer love letter. It's just the facts. I don't know, Vic. It's a little on the borderline. Oh, well, hey, would you do me a favor? Will you tell the sellers the qualification of our buyers? Okay, I can do that. Yeah, like you don't need to show this to them. It's really just for you to know the terms and like the buyer's qualifications. Like, could you just share that with them? Sure. Your third block is going to be info about you. Right? Now, this isn't a 42-page paragraph where you give the whole resume. Just, hey guys, like I'm full-time. I'm going to pick up my phone and I've done X amount of deals. And if you haven't done a lot of deals, then lean on somebody in your network that you can lean on, right? You'd lean on like a Jan. You'd lean on like a Sandra, right? You'd lean on a Sal. Just lean on somebody. Little information about you. And then here's the last kicker line. What, not why, what the buyers loved about the property. But language matters. You guys, you're not going to learn anything new here. I promise. This is all the same bullshit that everybody teaches. Okay. This isn't human psychology 101 or anything like that. You probably don't need any of our stuff that we teach inside of our program. You probably can save your couple of schlings every month and just keep trying to figure it out on your own. And, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and stay on that treadmill. Treadmills are good. They keep us fit. So, you can stay on that treadmill. It's okay. But here's the zinger. Here's a zinger. By the way, if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, I'd love some follows because Coach Vikram Deol, like my team is like, yo, you need to promote your freaking Instagram. Like I do. So Coach Vikram Deol, you could go follow me now. If anybody wants that one line that I'm about to give you, it's the best line I can share with you guys. It's actually super fire. You have to go follow me on Instagram. Like, let me see your phone. I know you guys take your phones into the bathroom and poop with them. Like, come on. There we go, Faith. Faith did it for you guys. Everybody owes Faith a high five. Here's the one-line zinger. You can't say why, right? The buyers love the house. Oh my God, my buyers love your house. They love this and they love that. And you start getting all emotional and weird and make it a love letter. What my buyers loved about the house, and this is why they wanted to make such a strong offer. Do you see how we tie it all together? What my clients loved about your home, and this is why they wanted to come in with such a strong offer to let your clients know their seriousness, was 1, 2, 3. They love the fact that it's in a cul-de-sac because they have 2 children that are young. Oops, I just gave a little bit of personal information. They also love the fact that it's move-in ready because this is kind of like what they would have done exactly to the home if they had the time to remodel. And what they also love is the school district. Because of their children, it goes to Clyde Hill Elementary, and that's exactly where they want their kids to grow up because of XYZ program. So just wanted to share a little bit about the terms and the qualifications of the buyer with you so that it helps you and your seller make the best decision possible. Jan, but then you got to put yourself out on a video. So like if you do a Loom video, that's even better. But like agents don't want to be on social media. So like they might not want to do a Loom. Yeah. Like I just want to do social media so that I never have to talk to anybody. And then I just want AI to do all the showings. And I just never want to pick up the phone and call anybody or talk to anybody. I just want to be a complete AI bot, but I also want to make 72% of the seal and get a ton of commissions. And I want to do like 36 houses a month and, just be a baller on my private yacht. So if you guys want to take that and do a Loom video, That's another level. But if you send that letter and you have great terms and you show this to your buyer in the consultation, what you do, right? All of these things that we just talked about. See, I had to give you guys a life lesson to bring it back to this is what your buyer consultation looks like when you talk about offers. So all of that process that I just laid out to the seller and to the listing agent, guess who you also tell about it in the buyer consultation? Who do you tell about it in the buyer consultation? The buyers. Because do you think that, I hope there's no Johns in here. Do you think John, the agent from down the street, is talking about this stuff? Or you think John, the agent from down the street, is talking about, well, so tell me, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms? Okay, do you want it remodeled? How about the yard size? Tell me more about the yard. Pool, no pool. Okay, does it need to be close to the freeways or far from the freeways? That is not a buyer consultation. That is not a buyer consultation. That is a checklist of items so that you can put them on a drip and send them properties and hope and pray to God that they call you back to see one of those properties. You show your process. And then when you say at the end of your presentation, any questions around what we do specifically? Well, everything you do is super different. William, I'm curious why you asked that question. Where's William? I mean, if you like it, you could probably just come and hang out with us in Triz and we could teach you all this stuff. You don't have to. You could keep winging it and try to figure it out on your own, but it's expensive. I was poor, you guys. I was living out of a trash bag when I got into real estate, going through a divorce in a client's house that we were doing a short sale with. And I had to wash my clothes in the shower because I didn't have a washer and dryer. And I didn't know that the laundry, because my mom always took the dry cleaning, like as a kid, right? Mom takes the dry cleaning, drops it off, picks it up, and like fresh clothes. It was like the house had like magical fairy dust. Like I put clothes on the floor. I come home after school, the clothes are like hung up in the closet. It's amazing how that worked out. I don't know how it worked out, but like mom just magically makes stuff happen, right? I didn't know that you could take your laundry to the dry cleaners and they could do like fold and fluff and stuff. So I just washed my clothes in the shower. So I was either going to be poor or I was going to figure it out. I chose figuring it out. Right. And I had Sharon as a mentor. I met Sharon about a year and a half into my career. I had mentors, I had coaches. Right. But I did a lot of trial and error, but I also didn't have a choice. Right? Like I was living in somebody's short house sale. So once I sold that property, Tiny Vic with his little garbage bag moved to some random dude that he met one night at a bar into his bedroom. And then I started stealing his Tide because I didn't have any money. I was going through a divorce. So I didn't have any money. So I was stealing his Tide. I also didn't know where the grocery store was too. That's another question. Another story for another day. So I was stealing his Tide to do my laundry. Yes, I know I was in real estate. I didn't know where the grocery store was. Get over it. It's not that big of a deal. People would rather get a house to know that you know where the grocery store is. FYI, they all have Google. We all have Siri. We all have Amazon. Nobody goes to the grocery store anyways anymore. So like I had to figure this shit out. Like I had to figure it out. There was no option to like move back home, divorced, Indian, and broke. Like that's not a good conversation to have with an Indian man. Like fuck that. Like I'd rather be poor, like tiny little Tim living out of a fucking garbage bag than go home and have to fucking face my pops. So we figured it out. And then you see how competitive the markets are. You keep figuring it out. You keep getting better. Most agents, they never look at their processes. It's like, I want leads for what? You have 500. What do you do with those ones? Nothing. Okay, great. Go buy leads. Waste your money. That's how the industry makes money. It's how Tom Ferry makes money. He sells everybody Zillow in Boomtown. Not mad at him. I'm just saying you don't need leads because we don't have a process of what to do with those leads, which is why we don't book appointments. Well, if I get in front of people, I'm really good. Go do open houses. Well, I do open houses, but everybody that comes in there is what? Tire kicker. They're not serious. No, they're not serious with you. They're serious with somebody else. Why? Because you didn't actually provide value. Because you don't know how to book an appointment to get them into a process to help them actually see that what they're doing isn't the right way to buy a home. All right. Told you guys I was coming in hot. It's coming in hot. The desks don't work. Oh my gosh. I'm late for a meeting. Gotta go, y'all. You guys enjoy this? All right. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Follow me on Instagram and we'll see you later. Super late for a meeting. Bye, weirdo. I love it. What's up, man? Oh, just a boring guy over here. One meeting after the other. Nothing sexy. What about you, man? What's going on in your world? Okay. Cool. Well, oops. Apologize for being late. Was just finishing up a training for our clients and got so excited I didn't know where the time went. So I appreciate your patience over here. Cool if we.
I figured that's probably what it was. I messaged you on school just to let you know that I was there.
I appreciate that. No worries, man. Is it cool if we just get into it and kind of figure out what's going on in your world?
Sure.
Awesome. So let's do this. I'm going to ask you a bunch of easy questions, a couple hard ones, kind of like dating. See kind of where you're at, where you want to be. And then if I feel confident that what we do over here and you feel confident that what we do over here is beneficial, we can talk about next steps. Cool?
Sounds good.
So what kind of, other than me and Nathan blowing you up and messaging you, I guess, what made you actually want to book in this longer call today around your sales or your sales process?
I'm someone that always likes to grow and improve.
Okay.
And coming from a tech background, that's just part of that's the nature of the beast. You know what I mean? You can have a solution to something, but there's always a different version. There's always an update, in anything.
Yep.
So it's one of those things where it's quite overwhelming. I mean, something I didn't expect coming in as an agent was, I don't know who gets hit up more in terms of marketing, is the public or real estate agents. You know what I mean? The amount of information and ads coming at us all the time.
Mm-hmm.
To try to decipher when you've never been in it, okay,
how long you been a realtor for?
Just over September was 3 years.
Okay. Oh, well, you're a seasoned now. You're a seasoned agent at this point. So what kind of like caught your eye about what we're doing over here, or what we're saying that made you want to book in this call personally?
Well, I heard about you through one of Sharon's videos.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I think you guys were featured in his Future Proof?
Yeah, we do a lot of stuff with Real and Sharon and things of that nature.
Yeah,
so probably.
Then I was hesitant. I'm like, okay, am I going to join this group and is it going to be the same thing? But then I was like, well, I can just check it out, and if it is, I can just leave it.
You sure
and,
can.
It looks like even though you guys collaborate, you have your own more in-depth process because it's your organization versus Future Proof. So I was like, you know what? At the very least, I can learn something. It may or may not be a fit, but even if I take a nugget out of it.
Yeah, wait. I guess like just because I could talk about a lot of shit for a lot of hours without even breaking a sweat, right? Like most realtors.
Yes.
what is it specifically? Because I just want to kind of tailor this to your needs. I guess like when it comes to conversion, conversations, converting prospects to deals, in-person meetings, booking appointments, right? Like there's a lot of things, objections, confidence. What is it that you're kind of like, man, if I had more of this right now that made you kind of want to book the call? Oh, I lost you.
Oh, can you hear me or no?
I can hear you. It's a little crackly and I lost the video. Okay, there we go. Yes, there we go.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries.
A new camera and it seems to be having the webcam stuff.
No worries, man. We'll get into your OnlyFans later.
Yeah, my stuff. Anyways, okay. I think every aspect of the process can be improved.
Yeah.
I lack leads. Once I connect with people, I'm pretty solid on the process most of the time. There's still a lot to learn there, but it's just a lack of leads for the most part.
Okay.
And most of my buddy and I's business has been referrals.
Okay.
Like I said, when we connect with people, we kind of are with them for life, and we do that pretty well.
Okay.
Converting is difficult. I paid for ads for the last year. On Facebook and Instagram, I've cold called them. I'm not the best caller.
Okay.
I'm not the most listening caller, but not one has converted. So
you've been buying leads for a year and not one's converted?
yes, correct. Now, my budget was about $350 a month. So
That's I mean, Nathan used to run ads for real estate. That's how he ended up in my world. He didn't like the fulfillment aspect, but he used to run ads for people, and $350 to about $600 is pretty average for most agents.
because I heard people are doing like 2,000 to 5,000.
Yeah, but they're probably running teams, or they're not just doing, they're probably running a team, or they're selling the leads to somebody else. But if you're spending that much money, you can't even handle that kind of volume. So, well, let's do this, dude. Let me because I work with a lot of agents in similar situations. So I know that it can be super challenging. And my goal is to just give you some actionable clarity so we can figure out like the best next steps for you. So let me do this. You said that most of your deals come from Sphere right now, but you've been around for 3 years. So what else have you tried?
I mean, we door knocked a couple times.
Okay.
I
Let's just pop a list real quick. Let's just brain dump. So we've done door knocking. What else? Cold calling. What else?
I mean,
we're buying leads right now. We know that.
I stopped.
Okay.
And then, I try to talk about it whenever I'm out and stuff. People say have more conversations, but it's like, if you're one that doesn't really go to a lot of places, then you only have so many conversations. And
Right.
if so, like I'm in a more suburban area, so
Right.
it's not like it's a place where a lot's happening. I can go unless I'm going to a bar every day, which I don't think. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but it's just not my place to be.
I mean, if you're young enough and you can wake up in the morning, then why not, bro? You might get 2 closes out of it, right? Maybe you're married, maybe you got a girl, maybe that's dangerous. I don't know. Well, let me do this, man, because I think what's going to be beneficial for us is to kind of run through all the things you've done, see kind of if there's a trend that we can, a pattern that we can discover, and then kind of move from there. So, door knocking, cold calls, conversations with Sphere, leads purchased, Facebook, open houses.
We have done some open houses.
Okay.
Some for, with now a lot of brokerages don't let you do open houses.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, it's one of those things where, for me, and I know this probably goes for everybody, it's like,
Maybe.
I don't mind doing an open house that has a lot of traffic, but if I'm just locking myself into a cubicle, I didn't leave corporate America for no reason.
What do you mean if you're locking yourself into a cubicle?
Like if you're at an open house for 4 hours and you have 2 people that show up, that's mind-numbingly boring.
Gotcha. So maybe a better process.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
I know you touched on that and some of the stuff.
Yeah, well, let's do this, man. Let me just run through kind of like what you're doing, and then this will be like just rapid fire, and then we'll go into some of the things that I feel might be beneficial for you in more depth. If we're going down the wrong lane, then we'll switch lanes and go down a different channel. But what market are you currently serving, like price point wise? Are you 4 to 7, 7 to 1.2? Like where are you? What are you generally at?
I would say the average in Upland and Rancho is probably 700,000 to 800,000, but
Okay.
we have as high as, I'm within reach as high as, 2, 3, 4 million. They're just not as free.
Okay. So what's your average like sale price? I know that there's a lot of ups and downs, but like what's your average that you're working on?
What we've done, I would say probably in the 500 to 600 range. The average in this area is probably 700 to 800 range.
Okay. You said what, 5 to 6?
Sorry?
You said 5 to 6? You cut out a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And then are you happy with that price point, or are you kind of looking to up level that a little bit?
Okay, I have a hard time answering some of these questions, and here's why. I want to be an up level. I belong in luxury, period.
Okay.
That's just,
Why do you feel like you belong there?
I'm natural. Like, I walk into that world, I knew since I was a kid, I was meant to be something massive in
Okay.
this way, and in that world, I have an eye for detail. I love effort. I love attention. I just love it.
Okay.
That's in terms of, I don't know, maybe exterior dynamics. What is a hard thing is not having a lot of those luxury properties in this area. That now means you have to drive. So when you say,
Where do you live?
I live about an hour outside LA.
What part? I grew up in Bakersfield. Upland? Oh, my aunt lives out there. Like Riverside, Upland,
Riverside is about 45 minutes east.
Rancho. Where the fuck does she live? I don't even know where my phone's at.
Upland and Rancho ideally would be in Claremont right next to
Oh yeah, Claremont. I have an aunt that lives there. She has like a huge fucking house out there.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag there, right?
Where the fuck does she live? Now you got me searching, because I know her neighborhood's super fucking baller. She's got like a 9,000 square foot house. Her neighbors are all like, and she's right there in Upland. So like, okay, so you want to uprange is what I'm hearing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and you said
Sure.
and you said right now you're predominantly Sphere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
a lot of it, most of it's been my buddies.
Sure. Well, how many referrals do you get like per month?
There isn't one per month. We did 4 deals last year total.
Okay. So would you say that your Sphere is a consistent enough lead flow to hit your goal this year?
Got it.
Okay. I'm just going to put an X there. And then you said you were buying leads. So how many leads on average were you getting a month?
I want to say, I don't know, 15, 20.
Oh, wow. That's a lot more than I thought you were going to get. Okay. And then how?
Again, most of those was, it was an accident.
Sure.
We don't
Sure.
expand.
Yeah. Yeah, like no, I get it. Like a lot of tire kickers with online leads, like we buy leads too. We're always trying to improve our systems, but there's still like, even in a shitty lead message, there's still 25 to 50% that are real people. So how long were you buying leads for?
About a year, I would
Okay.
say.
So like out of that, so 12 times 20, Nathan, what's my math here? 12 times 20, 200, so about 250, 300 leads over the last year.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. That's a good amount.
Keep in mind, we've also paid like for social media
Okay.
stuff. This process, the whole leads was done with the program that I am paying for.
Okay. When you were paying for social, did you get were you getting inbound inquiries from that stuff?
No, the one that we did social was specifically TikTok targeted. They were like, hey, we're going to do this many videos, and out of that, we promised one response. That didn't happen. So that sort of thing.
Got it. Okay. So 300 leads over the course of the year. How many appointments were you booking from those leads a month on average?
I mean, nothing. Not one turned into, actually, there was one appointment. And
So
then-
wait, we had 300 leads and we got 0 appointments?
Yes, well, one appointment.
1 appointment? Okay. That's, all right.
I
So
guess
one
coming,
appointment.
I don't know if you could say if it's coming from a tech background, like,
Hmm.
you either want to do something or you don't. So this whole like beating around the bush and trying to rose color like actions is hard for me.
Okay. So would you say, would it be fair to say that the process that you've been using to convert is not working?
At all.
Okay.
At all.
Yeah. No worries, man. And we'll get into that in a second. It's sometimes throwing money at a problem doesn't fix the problem unless we solve the right problem first. And then what about open houses? Like I get the, so like, would you say on average they were above average, below average, like 3 to 5 people per open house? Like what was the attendance like in your open houses typically?
I mean, to be honest, we've done a handful of open houses.
Okay.
So I wouldn't even mention it in terms of trying to calculate stats on it.
Okay. Did you guys let's say you guys did 6 or 7 over the last couple of years?
Yeah, so,
How many appointments did you guys book from there?
we had probably 2.
2 appointments?
Mhm.
Okay. And how many sales came from those appointments?
Okay.
Okay. And 0 sales. And then you did door knocking and you did like, thank you.
Very, very little. I mean, again, I wouldn't say it was enough to do, to have stats on it.
Okay. So door knocking was like open houses. I assume nothing came from the door knocking. Cold calling expireds, FISBOs.
No, I haven't done any of that. Like, I haven't
Okay.
pulled open a phone book and done that stuff.
Okay. Anything else you guys have tried?
I mean, we paid for a bunch of stuff, but that's about it. So yeah, that's about it.
Okay. And so walk me through, man, any reason why you stopped doing all these activities, like started and then stopping? Any particular reason why you kind of stopped?
Well, a part of it is preference, part of it is lack of results.
Right. Tell me more about that, like lack of results and preference.
Okay, preference. Door knocking, I love connecting with people and meeting people in person.
Yeah.
I'm way more of an in-person person.
Okay.
So if I had the option, I'd meet you in person, I would have taken a call. That said, when you show up to someone's house, that's just not in style. Nobody likes it. Everybody has a ring doorbell or something like that.
What do you mean it's not in style?
Nobody wants random people coming to the door.
Can we dive into that a little bit?
Sure.
What did you say when you knocked on their door?
Hi, my name is this. I work with this brokerage. We're just well, if it was just random, like picking a neighborhood.
Yeah.
We're meeting the neighbors, seeing if anybody had any questions about the real estate market.
Right.
What we do.
Right.
So,
And how do you, like, if somebody knocked on your door, unless she was like blonde with big old jugs, if you're into that, fine. If you're just big old jugs and hot, you might continue the conversation. But if I knocked on your door and I said, knock, knock, hey, I'm just a local real estate agent here to talk about your real estate needs, what do you think you would say?
I'm a real estate agent, but thanks.
Well, let's say you're not a realtor.
Yeah.
Let's pretend you're not a realtor.
I mean, yeah, I don't need that service. Thank you.
Right. You would have a knee-jerk response, right?
Yeah.
Just like if you go into your favorite Neiman Marcus or Nordstrom or wherever you buy nice shit, and you walk in and you're looking at something and somebody says, do you need some help? You're like, no, I'm just looking. Right. It's a knee-jerk response to a standard question, because if you really think about like life and childhood, like we learned how to be really good buyers from our parents. parents walk in, look at the VCR. Okay, sir, do you want to go ahead and get that? No, I'm just looking. I'm going to look at it. I'll get back to you. And then you come out the store. You're like, Dad, we really wanted that VCR. Why'd you? Oh, son, you never say yes to the first person. And you're like, what the fuck does that even mean? You want the VCR? He has the VCR. Buy the goddamn VCR, right? We learned how to push people away from mom and dad, right? So like, could it be that like, and I'm just kind of throwing it out there, right? Because like we work with like two buckets of agents, right? The first bucket is kind of on the roller coaster, trying to figure it out. One commission, no commission, one commission, no commission. The other agent, like they figured it out. They're trying to put the jet fuel on the fire, but like, I think we kind of know, but which bucket do you think you're in right now?
Sorry, can you define those buckets again?
Yeah. Bucket number one's the roller coaster. One good month, one bad month, one good month, no deals for a while. The second agent is they figured out the consistency. They're happy with their deal flow, but now they're trying to figure out how to add the jet fuel. Like which bucket would you say you're in? Right. So, and how long would you say you've been in that first bucket for?
I mean, the entire time, really.
Last 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess, yeah.
Okay. No worries, man. Like, and we're just gathering information right now, right? Because like, if we're, like you said, I paid for a lot of things, but I haven't got the results I want. So what I want to do is just first make sure we're addressing the right problem, right? Like you're a tech guy. I'm Indian. I don't know anything about code, but somebody told me that if you don't fix the right part of the code, then you break something else, right? So like X's and O's, ones and zeros. So we just want to address the right thing here. So how many conversations roughly would you say you guys are having like per week?
Not enough. I mean, I have conversations when I go out and about, but
Right.
it's not very intentional right now.
Right. And like I tell Nathan the same shit every day, make more calls, talk to more people, but it's not just make more calls. It's what did you say on that call that didn't work? So like, I get we're not having enough, and it's not intentional. Why are we not being intentional? Something holding you back at the moment? Okay. That's fair, man. And I appreciate you sharing that with me because, like it's not easy to tell another dude certain things. What do you feel has got you burnt out right now?
It just seems like everything is one step forward, 10 steps back.
Right. Kind of on that treadmill.
Yeah, man, I'm just.
Yeah. So when you are being a little bit more intentional with your conversations, how many of those are booking appointments with you on average?
Nothing is coming.
Okay.
It doesn't matter who I talk to.
Right.
Like even the last 2 months, I've been working with two people
Right.
specifically from my sphere.
Right.
One's a doctor.
Right.
The other one is a couple.
Right.
The doctor of psychology and an attorney.
Right.
And it's just every excuse in the book. So maybe just
What are they saying to you? Like, what are the excuses that they're giving to you?
Well, especially on the buyer side, I feel
Right.
like everybody has this adjustment period, right? Like
Adjusting for.
adjustment of what's reality, right? Like, oh, this is what I think this is worth. Well, your opinion doesn't matter. The market's
Okay.
telling you what this is worth,
Right.
right?
So when they give you that objection, that concern, that bullshit excuse, do you, and I think I kind of know the answer here, right? I think I kind of know
Like
the,
you ask a lot of questions that you know the answer to. You're gauging my ability to be honest.
No, it's really like, it's not about you being honest, brother. It's about, do you want to make a change?
Yeah, fair enough.
Right. And if we don't know what we're addressing, we do a lot of things in our company, right? We sell leads, we have ISAs, we do training, right? I don't want to sell you something that's not going to put money into your pocket. I'm not a piece of shit. I'm just an asshole. And so,
Hell, I'll do it all if I have money.
well, and that's the thing, like we have to use our limited finances and resources. So, I mean, I think I kind of know the answer, but like, are you happy with the process you have in place to generate these better conversations, or like the amount of homes you're selling every month?
I'm in a place where I'm constantly questioning, am I in the right business?
Right. What don't you like about your process?
I when I was good at something,
Yeah.
I knew the steps, I knew the answers,
Yeah.
I knew, I controlled every aspect of that process. Here, there's just so many, like, the beautiful thing about real estate is it's not boring. The
No, it's
ugly thing about real estate is that it's not boring,
yeah.
because it's a double-edged sword, right? Like, it's hard to practice something when no two things are the same often.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning, if no two deals are the same, and like every time you have a deal that's like 6 months out, it's hard to remember things to implement, right? It's like starting from square one again.
Right. Right.
Where
How, like, can I share maybe a different perspective real quick? So we sold a lot of real estate, and I'm not saying that to impress you. I'm just saying that, like, all the deals had the similar components that we built a process around. And there was always nuances in each deal, just like there's nuances in this conversation, which is why Coach Nathan, my 17-year-old protege, is listening in, right? Because he wants to see the nuances that come through a conversation and the way that I do it versus how he's doing it. But we're still following a similar process. It's just, how do we handle Daniel versus Crystal, right? And I just like to be transparent, like everything we do, if we don't, like, would you agree that, like, there's probably something that you could do, and if you're doing it more consistently, then it would feel like we were getting a better outcome, and maybe you wouldn't have that burnout?
Yeah, actually, one of the things I've been trying to get myself to do more is create content via video.
Sure.
I have a reference point and just to build authority and trust in that way, but that's a whole other.
Yeah, and it sounds like what we're trying to do, and like I said, I think I know the answer, but like, it sounds like what we're trying to do is do a lot of things to get people through the door, but we've already got a lot of people through the door. And maybe it's not about getting people through the door as much as it's, and you tell me if I'm off base, but could it be that maybe nobody, and it's not your fault, but it definitely sounds like it's your problem, is that nobody's really taught you the right process to work with buyers and sellers in this post-COVID world?
Despite my brokerage trainings, despite my own seeking out, I guess that would be true.
Yeah, and what do you mean your brokerage training and everything you've been seeking out?
Well, because like you said, all this process it's the same process. The nuance changes, right? So
Sure.
my brokerage has training. I had to go through mandatory training, especially as a brand new agent. That
Right.
didn't amount to
Yep.
just by giving it referral fees. And then yeah, I mean, there's just a million people saying the same thing.
Yeah.
And teaching process.
Right.
So things stand out. Like there was nuances in your training that stood out.
Like what?
Well, what's interesting is a lot of the way you speak about sales and the dynamics of that reminded me of Jeremy Meyer. I was wondering if you had gone through his training, or if you would work with it.
What parts reminded you of Jeremy's?
I'm sorry? Oh, Jeremy.
What parts?
Speaking in terms of tonality, in terms of being conversational, in terms of asking the right questions, in terms of you use certain terms that were very similar to his.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one it was. I watched your stuff now. I have to go back.
Yeah, no worries, man. So imagine we fast forward right a little bit, because like right now you're having a lot of conversations, you're talking to some people, you've lost kind of that drive, that motivation that you once had, right? Probably aren't really tracking your numbers very well. You said last year you guys did 4 deals. How many deals did you guys want to do?
I mean, I think our baseline goal is at least 2 a month.
Okay. So we wanted to do 24. We did 4. So we're off by like 80%, give or take. Now, where are we at for this year? Like, are we at the point of like, I want to continue, or I'm at the point where like, I'm just going to go back to the tech world and get a job and call it?
No. I'm not done.
Okay.
I know some of these take time, and I know I came in diving off a cliff. In that
Right.
market.
Right.
So I'm not done yet.
Okay.
And luckily, the only way I'm able to do this at this point is I have some family. Outside of that, I wouldn't have been able to do it now, and I don't have a wife and kids, or that would have killed me in the first year anyway.
So what do you mean you have some supporting family?
What do I mean?
Like financially or?
Yeah, if things go bad, like they can help me with certain things,
Okay.
But, I don't want to rely on them, obviously.
Sure.
But it's a luxury I realize that not everybody has as a safety net. And, I don't want to be in that position, man. I want to take care of my parents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you want to flip it, the script, where you're taking care of mom and pops. Yeah. Let me ask you, man. Because I'm going to ask you anyway, so may as well just ask for permission. What do you like? Closing percentage is like under 1% right now, right? Like conversations to Met. What do you like? Do you think that you said it's been going on for the last 3 years? So do you feel like there's something, and I don't know, like maybe that you're doing differently or maybe not asking, that's kind of inducing the sales resistance that you're getting from these? Like, let's just talk about the last 2 buyers you brought up.
There's one of those terms, sales resistance.
Yeah, it's actually not a Jeremy Minor term. He's just more famous. Sean and I have been talking about sales resistance for like at least for 1 hour before we met Jeremy, but Jeremy definitely coined all the cool shit. I got to give it to him. The motherfucker's a great marketer. But like, what do you think yours? Yeah, no, I'm just fucking with you, man. What do you think, like, or what do you like you're doing or not asking that might be, causing this sales resistance from the people you're talking to, the people you're working with, even like your sphere, your friends? Like, what do you think you're not asking, or maybe you are asking that's causing that?
I think delivery has something to do with it.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
Yeah, sometimes you want to answer questions, but I'm not into sounding generic or making things up. So I'm quick to say, hey, look, I don't know this, but we'll find out, right? Or if I don't have a solid answer, like I can have an answer for someone that sounds confident, but if it doesn't satisfy, well, I still don't have a good sense.
Right.
After getting this answer, people are still in this, like, I'm still debating, am I making the right choice? Am I not,
So do you think it's something you're saying, or maybe something you're not asking, that's causing this resistance and causing you to lose these deals each month?
I think I might just sound like, to people I don't know, sound probably too generic.
Okay. What about the people you do know? Because like, didn't you say these buyers that you're working with are from your sphere?
Yeah, so it's nothing that I'm saying that's wrong. It's that they're too particular, and that, like I said, they're going through adjustment.
So if it's nothing you're saying and it's nothing you're doing, right? Because like we've done the cold calling, we bought leads for a year, right? Like if other people are having success doing the same thing, I mean, we run a lead generation company. Like there's Cody over there in the corner, right? Like Cody literally runs the marketing for our company. We have hundreds of clients. So like if it's working for them,
actually, I think it was his webinar that I saw first.
Probably. If the leads are working for other people, then why aren't they working for you and your partner?
I think timing has something to do with it.
Like what kind of timing? Because you've been buying leads for a year, bro.
Yeah. I mean, timing in terms of market. Every agent tells me you weren't a real estate agent when it was good.
Right. Well, let me ask you this question, because I know your market pretty well. Most of the times I don't know where people live, but I know your market pretty well. Like, are there I mean, are there other agents doing 1 to 2 transactions, 3 transactions, 4 transactions over their month?
They've
Okay.
been in the, like the.
Well, then you should. So then it sounds like to me, if it's nothing you're doing and you haven't been in the business long enough, then maybe it's time you just get out of the business and go find a job, because everybody starts new and gets, I mean, 3 years is like a senior citizen in real estate. So like, if it's not you and it's the leads in the market, but there's other people in your market doing well, right? I guess like help me understand better. Cause like, do you just need a higher quality lead and just to spend more money? Cause I could have you go talk to Cody. So if I gave you 100 leads right now, how many of those do you actually think you could convert? If you're being real. Right.
I need to work on conversion.
Okay. So like, why do you feel like you actually need to work on the conversion now? Because that's the number one reason why agents come to us is that. So why do you feel like that's what you need?
Because I have proof that it hasn't worked.
Right. And there's like 2 camps of agents that come to us. The first camp, right? They're doing the sphere. They're doing the open houses. They're even buying leads, kind of like what you've been doing the last couple of years. And they feel like what you said, they're on the treadmill, couple steps forward, couple steps back, right? And then there's the agent in camp 2 that had a mindset shift. And they're like, fuck, man, I want to figure out if there's a better way to do what I'm doing, because I'm putting in the work. I'm putting in the effort, right? Same agent, same market, but now they're getting that result. They're getting off the treadmill. What camp do you think you're in right now?
I think I've always tried to personally move on it.
Gotcha, man. And I appreciate you sharing that with me. Cause like, you know, I think I know where your challenge is. And I think it's exactly what you just said. It's not the leads. It's not the market. It's the what.
You know, and as someone that always tries to at least when I look this subject up, it's just like people, affirm to yourself. And I'm like, okay.
Affirm what, right?
The greatest person.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Like, this sounds fake.
Yeah.
False.
Yeah.
About the fake and false.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, man. Like, this is one of the tough questions, but are you prepared for another year of doing just 4 deals and only working with the referrals? Or are you ready to like get the post-COVID skills to actually up-level your game?
I am ready. There's a caveat though.
Yeah. What's that caveat?
I'm still stuck paying another service that didn't turn.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not really a caveat. It's a decision that you have to make as an entrepreneur. Do I want to keep staying stuck even though I made a commitment to somebody else and it is what it is? It's just a sunk business cost. Or am I looking to actually up level and just say, you know what, some decisions don't pan out as well as they are supposed to, but I'm going to make the pivot now to get what I need so that I don't waste another 12 months of my life. Like, where are you at right now in that decision making?
Well, I want to make the pivot, but it's a matter of resources.
Right. And if, like, are you able to find the resources so that you guys can? Because like, what kind of impact is this having on you guys not being able to sell 2 or 3, 4 homes a month?
Somebody say something?
Oh, Cody's screaming in his office. What kind of impact is this having on you by not being able to get to the 2 deals a month?
I mean, it's a struggle, right? Like, I'm just about taxed, and now I'm having to rely on family to get me through the rest stuff.
And like, what are the ramifications, right? Because like,
well, more importantly, my buddy just had a kid, so he needs to do some deals.
yeah. So if you guys still stay stuck on this hamster wheel, right, on the treadmill, right, like, what's riskier, like doing what you're doing and just trying to go to the free trainings and trying to figure out the basics, or is it time to make a change?
I mean, it's time to make a change.
Right.
We've been making the change, but nothing has panned out. So now I'm in a spot where I'm hoping the next solution is there, but there's never any guarantees in these things, right? So
No, there's no guarantee going to college either.
well, 100%. I have those. I mean, I have those in college.
Yeah. So like, are we looking for guarantee, or are we looking for a process? Like, what was your decision-making process in the past? Like, how did you sign up for all these companies?
I'm like, there's a cost of business, and you got to take a risk.
Okay. So it wasn't necessarily like a well thought out plan.
I mean, it was like, okay, well, it sounds like there's
Yeah.
Merit to this.
Sure.
I don't know, so I'm making the best decision possible.
Right.
I hope the best.
So what's on your shopping list, right? Like, let's say we could, like, what's your ideal criteria in working with somebody so that you can find the right resources now to get those sales that you're losing?
I know there's no like guarantees, obviously, but
Yeah.
I need, like for me, I need to see a guarantee in the process, right? Like if I do A, B, and C, something will come out of it.
Yeah. Well,
I've done A, B, and C and other stuff, and nothing came out of it.
yeah, and again, I think we covered that already, but like, it probably wasn't 100% the leads. It wasn't probably 100% just one thing. It sounds like there was a portion of the leads being shitty and a portion of you not having the right process in place to talk to those leads, right? Just the mindset, the skill set, it wasn't there. And so unfortunately, because that wasn't there in place prior to you spending money on leads, you wasted some time, energy, and money. But if you had the right process, like how many deals a month do you think you're losing because you don't have the right questions, the right delivery, right, to convert those people? Maybe not now, but when you're actually more intentional.
I mean, all of them apparently.
So like 10 a month, 1 a month, 3 a month, like 2 a month. Like how many do you think you were potentially losing because you weren't using the right skills?
I mean, I don't know. The only thing I can say is they weren't closing, so we'll just say 1 a month. At least.
Okay. And average commission in your neck of the woods, 10K ish.
So, yeah.
So about $120,000 in 2024 lost by not having the right skills. This year we have at least a deal a month, another 120 grand, plus the referrals that come out of it. If you're doing what the typical agent does, it's 1 to 2 referrals, 3 referrals for every 10. So that's another $30,000. So the cost of an action is about 50 grand, 150 grand.
You're an Indian, my man. You're good at the math in the head, not me.
Yeah, I can do the tens, brother. If you would have said 17 and a half, I would have been grabbing a calculator. So are you prepared? Are you prepared to settle for another year of inaction?
No, that's why I'm trying to get information.
Yeah. And so like, what would you want to see in a partner? Like, I know you want to see a guarantee, but like, what would you be looking for? Because it sounds like you haven't, like, what would that look like for you?
There's so many steps to the process.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Don't die on me.
What I'd like to see in that process, but I'm not sure how to answer that whole thing.
So can you see how it makes it hard to make a decision about what's right if we don't know what we're looking for? So let's build that together.
Can I interrupt for 1 second? I know what has worked in the past for training for me, and one of the things that worked well, I'm sure it doesn't necessarily apply to this business,
Maybe.
but there's this process of where you have someone that shows you
Sure.
the work, they show that it works, and then you do what's called like a reverse shadow process. They're there while you're doing the steps, showing you you're doing the steps, and then once you know, you're like, oh, cool, this works. Now you go off and you do it on your own.
It's like role playing.
Yeah, I guess so. But with a lot of people.
Yeah, like I mean, yeah, like so you would have like a training portal where it shows you and teaches you, and then you could come and do like call reviews and role plays in real time to get feedback on what you said, and then you get to implement and go do it again.
Well, I mean, honestly, in my mind, the better way is, hey, I have an appointment.
Sure.
That person goes on the appointment with me. And
Sure.
Do
Do you got $15,000 to $20,000 a month to pay for somebody that's good's time?
Is that what it costs?
If you want somebody to sit in on your live appointments, it's a fairly expensive kind of gesture, right?
Sure.
Why do you feel like that's what you need over having the role plays? Like, let me ask you the question. Do you want to practice on live prospects, or do you want to practice, like how do doctors get better? Like sales is the only like weird fucking industry where people say, I want to practice on a live person. If somebody that you cared about was having a heart attack, would you want the doctor to have the skills, or would you want the doctor to be like, cool, I get to practice on a live person?
Obviously the skills.
Right. Even if there was a doctor watching, you probably still wouldn't want your loved one to be the one as the guinea pig, right?
Of course.
So,
I've even used tools like ChatGPT that was featured.
Yeah.
Practice.
how's that been working for your conversion, buddy?
It's not something I do it every day. And
Right.
I work for conversion, but
Right.
Cool, you did it right.
Right. And I mean, do you like the results you're getting with the process you're using? Yeah. So like you can hire somebody to come with you to every single appointment, but you're still losing all those opportunities because that's a guinea pig approach. We want to take the doctor approach, right? You wouldn't want your lawyer, if you're going up against something, you wouldn't want your lawyer to be like, hey man, I'm going to try it out here. If it doesn't work, no, fuck it. We'll review, we'll come back and we'll see what we can do next time. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So like, does that make sense?
Is the thing that I'm still paying for was a portal situation.
Sure. Tell me about that.
Basically this was what they offered. They were like, hey, we're going to set up the leads for you.
Right.
Here's some scripts, here's some video on the scripts.
Totally.
I'm talking
So the portal wasn't for training. It was for lead generation. Yeah. It doesn't matter where the portal's housed. Was it a training or a lead generation?
It was both.
Okay.
It was like, this is how you go over the call. You
Right.
repeat this process.
Okay.
And then you touch base with one of us.
Okay. So did you go through the training?
Yeah.
And were other people getting results from the training?
I don't know. There's a big.
Did they show you like?
Scammers out there at the point.
Did they show you testimonials? Did they show you like case studies of people winning?
Yeah. I mean, they all do that.
Okay.
They don't care, but
Sure. So if like other people were winning, what held you back from getting those same results?
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if you had to think about it, like other people were getting their results, why weren't you getting the results?
I mean, there's a million variables, right?
Do you feel like you could have done anything differently to make it work?
Yeah, I mean, look, we talked about mindset. Clearly, if we did a roll call right now, it's not like I'm sharp as a tack,
Yeah.
So there's part of that process that can be improved, of course.
Right.
Something like
So if we were to work together and partner, do you feel you would show up and put in the work and prioritize this?
Yes.
And like, would you put in the necessary time and the actions? Like you would show up to our live sessions, you would go through the training portal, you would bring call reviews, like actually record your conversations and allow us to review them in real time and give you feedback?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was doing.
So that's what you were doing with the previous company. How did you find that previous company? What's the name of them?
Evergreen Agent.
Well, let's just look them up. Who runs it?
Two guys. I'd have to look it up now. I've kind of put it behind me.
Not
My mental.
not great reviews online. Trustpilot 1.8.
Yeah, I think this came out after the fact. You know?
Yeah,
I never, like, when I was looking them up, none of this terrible stuff was there that I saw.
I can't
It
even
wasn't
find.
like I just,
I can't even find their website.
oh, that's interesting. I'm not in their group anymore, but it says they only have 5 members and 4 of them are admins.
Yeah.
Uh,
So unfortunately, maybe it wasn't endorsed by the right people, and it might have been, unfortunately, a program of agents who had some success, or not even agents, that came together. I mean, Nathan at one point was selling marketing. He's fucking 16 years old when he was selling it. You think he was fulfilling on his word? I'm sure he wasn't. Right. So you unfortunately might have got hooked up with a company that was a couple of young kids that sounded great, good marketers, but not great implementers. You know what I'm saying? Sorry to throw you under the bus, Nathan, but that's just the truth.
No.
So if we were to work together based off of, and I know you don't know my full solution, but based off the trainings you've come to, based off of the endorsement by the people that have endorsed us, based off of our conversations, do you feel like the webinars you've been to, I've seen you on 2 or 3 of my webinars, do you feel that the way that we communicate, the way that we train, the way that we do it, that's different than what they were doing?
Things that way, yeah.
How come? Which part?
Gut feeling, just the way you present yourself, the way you talk about things,
Yeah.
people's engagement. Like, to me, like, I appreciate seeing people's engagement and their interactions directly with you. Testimonials to me is just, whether it's true or not, it's just like a sales tactic.
Yeah. But you've been in my live calls. You've seen our clients. You see what they say, right? So do you feel like our process and the way that we communicate is different than like what they are doing?
Yeah, no, certainly.
What part do you feel that we do different?
I mean, I kind of just said.
Well, like specifically though, like what do you think stands out differently about what we do versus what they did?
There seems to be a lot more nuance to the training. It's not just, hey, look, here's a script, read it off and go over it, and then we'll go over the calls. There's a lot more, like I said, nuance. Like there's so many different aspects to running a business.
Yeah.
And it seems like you try to touch on multiple aspects. Plus, look, I'd say the biggest endorsement is Chiron, right? Like,
It's not a shitty one.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, I just learned about him in the last 6 months personally, but obviously.
Yeah, imagine if you would have found us like a year ago and we started to work together a year ago. Where do you think where do you think your business would be at financially right now if we got to meet a year ago and we actually got to work together?
That's just speculation. I have no idea the answer.
No, based off of the conversation, based off of the things you've been doing, right? Because everything in life's a speculation until it's not.
I mean, look, if we're talking about, hey, did we hit our baseline goal, and that's what I'm confident we can do, then we're going to at least do 2 deals a month.
So that would be how much extra cash per month based off of?
I don't know. I don't know.
Grab a calculator, bro. You're a realtor. You got to know numbers.
Do I? Because I thought that's what my lender was for.
Well, if that's the problem, that's a problem in itself, right there.
Is it?
pretty sure it is.
Let's say at least 60 grand.
Where you get that number from? 2 times 10 is how much?
Oh, actually, that is a good point. I was doing the up deal. So 120 grand. Yeah.
Per year. Yeah. I'm going to show you, like, this is a new client of ours. She was in the call that you were on a couple weeks ago. I asked her what's her numbers a couple days ago on January 16th, maybe 15th. And she says, more conversions, conversations, more appointments, buyer agreement signed, not working with one buyer at a time like I used to have, 3 active that are going to close this quarter. Since I'm starting, I've closed 2 in November, 2 in December, 1's pending. We'll close 1 tomorrow. So that's 6 deals right there. Her commission went to 5%. Her commission on that pending is at 5%. Average in commission is increased from 2 to 2.7, and she has 3 active listings. We started working together in November. Right? That's not a case study. That's like literally a screenshot of my Instagram with her at 7:45 in the morning on what day was that? Thursday of last week.
And look, that's awesome, right?
Right. So like,
let's say you had 20,000 people in one screenshot. Right.
yeah, maybe. Probably wouldn't have an endorsement
I
from.
appreciate you showing me.
Probably wouldn't have an endorsement from Sharon though if that was the case, would we?
100% agree.
So like, I think does that kind of like, so like, does that feel salesy to you that I showed you that testimonial?
No, but it does trigger my, not necessarily, it's not like I look at that, I'm like, oh, I don't believe what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I have that underlying skepticism,
Yeah.
obviously. But no.
So let me ask you.
And get turned off.
Yeah. Because a case study, right, is what you would use in your presentations too with your clients about how you're going to help them win. But it's about using it the right way. So like, what's the bigger impact of this business like for you personally by not solving it? And for your partner?
Eventually, I'm probably going to have to leave the business.
Yeah. And when do you think that's going to happen? Like, how much time do you have left before that happens?
I think this is the year to give me that result.
Okay. And are you prepared to let that happen?
I didn't think I was letting anything happen. Life has a way of working itself out, I guess. Yeah.
Well,
maybe that's a mindset problem there.
yeah, because if it's not, I mean, like, if it's not you that's letting it happen, right? Who's been letting it happen? Because it's not me that's been letting it happen, right? I'm not been letting it happen to you. So if it's not me and it's not you, then who has been letting it happen?
I mean, I think it's more of a, hey, sometimes you make plans, but life has different ideas what those plans might be, kind of thing.
Sure.
Maybe that's came from being raised in a religious home.
Sure. Or maybe could there be any different meaning behind it as well? Or is it just that?
I mean, I could. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's on me.
All right.
At the end of the day, I've been doing what I can do.
Right.
To change that.
All right.
So I don't know where we're going from here.
Do you believe you need to make a change?
Certainly.
Okay. And do you believe that our process, like I'm the right person to make that change with, just based off of this conversation with what I've shown you for the last 2.5, 3 weeks, and how we communicated with you in the DMs, how we got you onto this call with us today, and how we followed up and how we've been consistent to our word? If you could install a process like that, do you feel like that would actually help you convert deals?
I hope so.
Yeah. And so let's say we can come in there. We can help you get a higher quality sales process, right? We can help you improve your conversations. We can generate those opportunities, right? So you can have those more authentic conversations. Where would you like to be ideally in the next 6 months? Like, let's just use finances because that's an easier metric. Like, what would you want to be at number wise?
I mean, I'd rather talk about the system, because I feel like if the system is correct, the numbers will.
Yeah, but like if we don't have a target, I don't know if we won or not. So if I don't know what your target is, it's like I want to have a good system. I got the system, brother. Don't you worry about that.
So here's the thing, whenever I've been asked this, I don't know why this is the number, but I want, if you're just asking me, 30K a month.
Okay. And why does that number keep coming up to you in your meditations or your prayers?
I don't know. People ask me, I'm like, I don't know how to have an answer. I think through meetings or my other things, I read somewhere like in terms of, if you can break 300 a year, that could basically buy you just about anything you want, and it doesn't necessarily improve your level of happiness after the fact. So I think that number definitely gets 300 a year, 360, I think.
Okay. So it sounds like you actually do have a reason why you want that number.
I'm leaving. I'm just kidding. I guess so, yeah.
I mean, it seems pretty black and white to me. It sounds like you know exactly why you want that number, because the things you've studied in the past say that if you can get to 30,000 a month, your quality of life is so good and nothing really changes after that 300K. So like, I could have a great quality of life.
Yeah, actually, it's funny.
So like, could you see how maybe the way that you're positioning your listening is causing you to lose deals? And if you could learn how to listen more to what the prospect means, not just what they say, because you've never been taught the conscious listening tools, you might be able to put some extra deals in your belt that way too.
As someone that since I was a kid, people confide on, and
Yeah.
I know I can always improve, but listening is something I actually take decent credit for. Like,
Yeah.
I'm usually the go-to person.
Isn't it funny that you can be a great listener in real life,
But it's different in sales?
but it's different when you're selling somebody up?
Okay, fair enough.
I'm a horrible listener in real life, but in sales, I'm a great listener.
I mean, I didn't realize, until this moment, that I'm not a good listener. So
Yeah.
if that's what you, the teacher is telling me, then of course.
It's possible. I'm just asking you, could it be possible that maybe the way you've been listening in sales is different than what is necessary to get what the prospect's true meaning from what their conversations are with you? It's different when you're listening to somebody in an emotional state versus when you're listening to somebody that's in a business state, especially a real estate. So super different, man. So like, let's do this, dude. I'm confident what we do can help you. I have a hard stop right now, and I have to use the restroom, and I got somebody in the waiting room. It's a conundrum that I'm in. Where are you at? You're on the West Coast, so you're at 12 o'clock right now. Could we jam a little bit later today after my last appointment is today Tuesday? Fuck. Can we jam at 3:30 your time today?
3:30. That should work.
Okay.
By any chance, do you have any time tomorrow?
I am leaving town on Thursday, and the only reason I'm taking a 6:30 today is just because I am leaving town on Thursday. That's why I said, oh, fuck.
3:30 today?
Yeah, 3:30.
Okay.
Cool, brother. Nathan, can you,
Link?
same link. Nathan, can you help me and send him a calendar invite? Is that possible? Or I can have Louisa do it. Yeah, and we'll send you a quick one right now. Cool, brother. I will chat with you in about a couple hours.
3:30.
All right. Take care.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, bro. I got to piss. And I got an interview. Oh, the guy just fucking left the room. Jesus Christ. What's it for?
They're asking for the desks. So I'm only returning the base.
Yeah, we only need to return the base.
I just need to put a record last year and the credit card in one time with
I don't know which one I use. Let me try to get this guy.
Just give me maybe two. I support less.
Just give me like 10. Just give me all your cards. Just give them all to me. What is this? I saw Josh take my dog.
I know.
What's up, man? You're sideways, bro. And you're on mute. You're on mute. You're sideways.
There we go.
Ryan, first time on Zoom, man?
No. No, I'm trying to use my phone today because my webcam's messed up on my computer.
Bro,
So,
you got to stop doing that OnlyFans feet shit, bro.
Right.
I don't know, man. If it's paying the bills, keep it up. But if you're breaking your tech with them crusty toenails, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Let's get started. Apologize for being a little late. Appreciate you sticking around. Let's get jamming. What do you know about our company?
Well, so the guy that referred me to you, he basically just told me that you guys had some sort of a real estate sales opportunity. He wasn't really specific on exactly what it was. I did read some of you guys' website and just learn a little bit more about it. But I'm not 100% sure like exactly what kind of a company you guys are or what kind of product you're selling or anything like that.
Who referred you?
It was a guy.
Joe, Nick,
I think it was Joe.
Joe from Pneumatic.
Joel Elster.
Yeah. Okay. And why are you looking for an offer right now?
So, well, I mean, I've been in sales for over 5 years.
Okay.
I've sold all kinds of different products, and I'm really looking to get into like biz opportunities, courses, course sales, high ticket type products.
What do you sell right now?
Like life insurance and financial services.
Okay. Why that's good money. Why get out of that?
Well, mostly just because one, I have to pay for my own leads, which eats into the commission a whole lot.
Okay.
The other thing, stress.
Stress?
Oh man, yeah, extreme stress, because you have to make, when you sell a life insurance policy, you have to actually make 2 sales. The first sale is to the customer. The second sale is to the life insurance company. So you can have somebody who's ready to go, but the life insurance company has to do all this background underwriting on them to approve them for the policy. 9
Okay.
times out of 10, they come back and say they do not qualify for what you applied for. Here are the new terms and conditions for their policy, and then the customer doesn't want it anymore. So it's extremely stressful. I'm looking to get to something that's a lot less regulated and just cut and dry. Like, you want it, you qualify, here you go.
Okay. Have you ever done high ticket sales, like courses and programs and things like that?
No, not like courses and programs and stuff like that. I've sold RVs, which are like several $100,000. So
How many RVs did you sell a year?
dude, I mean, I did pretty good. I was there for maybe a year and a half, and I sold, I think, over 3 million in RVs. So I'm not sure how many that breaks down to. It's probably like 40 or 50.
Okay. Why'd you leave that?
Well, the company was a really, really good dealership. They got bought out by a corporation, and the corporation just came in and started implementing all these policies.
Where were you selling at?
I live in Richmond, Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah, the other thing, it was extremely seasonal. So during the wintertime, you get nothing. And spring and summer is like when you make all the money. So not a good setup.
Gotcha. Feast or famine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. What kind of training have you been through? Sales training?
I've been through a lot of formal training. I've been through, graduated from Jordan Belfort Straight Line Sales Certification Program.
Okay.
I've out of Grant Cardone and Jeremy Minor training.
Jeremy Minor, NEPQ.
That's right.
What did you do? Did you do 2.0, 3.0, IC? Which program did you do?
It was a derivative from his that someone else was teaching, not straight up from Jeremy Minor. So I don't know where it exactly came from.
Who was the teacher?
It was a girl named Dana Neeson.
Not familiar with her. Okay. Why should I hire? Like, why you, man? We unfortunately or fortunately, I'm not sure, but we're getting a fuck ton of applications to the point where I don't even know how they're getting on my calendar anymore. And we've met some really cool people. Like there's a lot of really cool people, and we don't have the ability to take everybody. So what makes you a shark?
Well, I'm a shark because one, my will to win is extremely great. I'm extremely determined to reach my goals. I persevere. I do not quit. I do not let rejection get to me. And I'm like I'm really good with people. I would say the best quality that I have though as a salesperson has the ability to listen to people. Because I'm not an extrovert, I am not just someone to sit there and talk your leg off. I'm pretty like straight to the point. But what I do is listen to the customer and figure out their needs and then let them talk themselves into the close. And so that's kind of, I think, where my strengths are.
Do you like sales?
Yeah, I do. I've been in sales for, like I said, over 5 years. And I think it is the best profession for someone who does not have a college degree, who wants to go out and make 6 or 7 figures.
You don't have a college degree, bro?
No.
Ah, man. Fuck. Yeah, that's okay. They're bullshit anyways. Why do you feel it's the best profession? College is a scam in the U.S. Why do you feel it's the best profession for somebody?
Well, because it's something that anyone can do. Anyone can learn how to sell. Doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter where you come from. If you're super broke, you can learn how to sell. You can take a course, you can find free information online, you can develop that skill set, and you can start making money. And you don't need a lot of money to invest into it. It's not like you're starting a business. And so you can reap the benefits from other people's work, whenever they risk their money to start that business, and you can reap the benefits just by getting in and taking a cut of the sales commission.
Don't risk my money, Ryan. I'm Indian, bro. I will fucking hunt you down for that penny.
Okay.
All right. Questions for me?
So I'm interested to learn a little bit about your product. What you guys are selling.
Feet pictures on OnlyFans.
Hey, I could do that.
We sell real estate services, training, marketing, and call center services.
Okay. So is that like a video course program or?
Everything has a component of live training in it. But there is online courses, and then there's live training calls that accompany all of the products. It just depends on which product are you in, how many of those training sessions you would have access to on a weekly basis.
I got you. Okay. And how much does your product usually run?
Monthly or for the total program?
For the total program.
The lowest is $3,000. The highest is total program. Let's call it somewhere in like the 20-ish K. And then we have custom pricing for teams that we work with, or if somebody wants a little bit more of a customization for their company, those are custom quotes, but call it 3 on the low side. Average ticket's probably around 6 to 7. And then on the high side, I think it's like 24-ish.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah, those are all 6-month agreements for the most part. So we're working to get more like 9-month to 12-month commitments from prospects. So that's kind of like one of our focuses for this year. So, you might add another 15 to 30% on top of those digits. But right now, that's all the 6-month package.
Wow, that's really good. And so I read that the commission level ranged from 10 to 18%. Is that correct?
For closers, it's 10 to 18. For setters, it's 7 to 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty interesting. Now, the other thing, question. When I applied for the job, I was thinking it was a closing position, but after looking at the application, it said it was an appointment setter.
Yeah.
Now, I'm hoping to do both.
Yeah. Good.
But just wanted to throw that out there. Like, if you needed a closer more than an appointment setter, that was what I was intending in the first place.
Hold on. Everybody starts at the bottom. or what I call everybody starts where they should start, which is on the phones doing outbound. And the reason why it's not a punishment, it's actually from a training standpoint, it's teaches you a lot about our avatar. It's actually harder for us to hire people because people don't want to necessarily have to do outbound. But the problem is that if you're not willing to get on a phone and learn how to do that, and some people, it might take you a week or 2 weeks. But if you're not willing to get on the phone, then I know that if for whatever reason our ads aren't hitting that month, you're not going to be willing to get on the phones to fill your calendar up. And I'm not willing to have people sit around twiddling their thumbs in my company. So we all get on the phones. We all do what we got to do. And that's just what the attitude is in our company. It's whatever it takes. So we call it WIT, whatever it takes. I'm not above or I'm not beneath. So if I need to get on the phone and do outbound because we need revenue or we need sales, like I would do it. And so we teach everybody to start on the phones, fill your calendar, fill your pipeline, get really comfortable with the avatar. And then we on-ramp you to closing so that you're not like thrown into it and you have to learn an entire new sales process. And it's like, hey, you have 3 weeks to learn this or we're going to let you go. So we on-ramp you anywhere from, 4 to 6 weeks, 8 weeks. It could be 12 weeks, depending on how fast you pick up the skills. You've been through some training before, so you might pick it up quicker. You've been through some training before, you might pick it up slower, right? Training doesn't mean better. Better is better. More is not better. But I've done the Jordan Belfort stuff, and I've done Jeremy, and then I don't know who you said the third guy was. I can't remember, but so that's why we do it that way. So as long as you're willing to get on the phones while you're learning and you're role playing and you're practicing and you're building that closing skill, then we're totally cool. You said you book mainly for me and my business partner anyways. So you're not booking for other people. If we don't have availability, then you book for the second, third, fourth highest person in the company. It'd be dumb to book for somebody who's brand new because they're gonna have a lower closing percentage, and you guys are all based off of everybody performing. So I would always book for the person doing the best personally.
Okay. That sounds fair.
Yeah. What other questions you got? I got 2 minutes left before I have to jump on another call.
Let's see. What's the average commission that you see your appointment setters making, and what's the highest top 1% of the guys making of your appointment setters?
So we're newer. I'm just building out the sales team, so I'm always trying to be as transparent as possible. We have 2 people in that role right now, and we have 4 people who just started in that role last week. One of our guys is still in high school, so he's he's not full time with us. He's in high school. He brought in like 3,500 last month, and I would assume based off of the lead flow, the quality, what's going on, the closing percentages and everything, if you're working the job full time, you're setting 3 to 4 appointments a day, even 2 to 3. You're somewhere in that 4 to 6. If you're doing 3 to 4, you're probably in the 5 to 7. Just because if it's, you'll be setting for both me and my business partner. So our marketing stuff tends to be on the higher side. Our training stuff tends to be a little bit on the lower, not the lower, but more of that average 5 to 6K price.
Got it.
So just depends on lead flow. But right now we've been seeing a pretty consistent 50-50 coming for training, coming for marketing right now.
Okay. And let me ask you one more question
Okay.
before we go.
Yeah.
How fast do you see people climbing up to those higher level closing positions?
Yeah, man. It's again, it's new. So but everything we have is built out. It's step by step. There's a lot of business, sales, and mindset development inside of my training. So we give you the process, we give you the scripting, we give you the portal. It's just how fast you can how much effort you put into it. You know, if you're a hard charger and you pick it up and you're, yo, V, I got this shit memorized and I want to role play, and you crush it. I'll throw you out and put you out to see what you got. And if you're like, all right, I think maybe I want a couple more weeks before I go full on. Yeah, cool. Let's go. All right. But if you come out and you're just crushing it, we had one guy that came out of the gate and he did really well. And then he just fell off the cliff, just mindset wise. But like 2 weeks in, he memorized everything. I was like, fuck, dude, this is going to crush it. Did like 4 or 5 his first 30 days. And then just got all up in his head and he couldn't get out, and he just spiraled, and we had to let him go. He actually basically let himself go, but it was a mutual agreement that this isn't the right fit. But he came out, man. He was swinging big, and he did really well. I thought he was going to be a hitter, and then just
Couldn't do it.
yeah. He's been on like 20 offers in the last last year and a half, 16 months. Good dude, just gets all up in his head and wrapped up, and just went weird on me. So sucks. Still friends with him on Instagram, but it's just on you, man. Like I'm not going to hold somebody back. There's no restriction. It's really on you. Really, what I'm trying to see on the set side is you get 2 to 3 consistent appointments booked a day with a 60 to 65% show rate. That lets me know that we're going to have consistency on your calendar, and we're going to get you that, we're going to be able to help you get to that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 appointments. Probably not 7. That's a lot, but at least around that 4 to 6 appointments a day. We book 2 to 3 of them. You book 2 to 3 of them. 60% show rate. Things start to work pretty fast, and we start to see some pretty cool things.
Yeah.
So that's the most fair answer I can give you.
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah. Cool, man. I next steps are, I'm going to send you over. I like my philosophy is, if I like you enough to have a conversation that runs late into one of my other meetings, then probably it's a good vibe. I'll send you over our Vivid Vision. If you like it, respond back. We always start with the setter application and the setter contract. That doesn't mean we're not going to put you into the training for the closers. I'm actually just reworking our entire frameworks and everything right now with my coach. It's pretty fucking sick. Like, we should charge for this shit. It's really sick. Even my coach is like, dude, that's pretty fucking sick. And he came from a partner of Jeremy Miner's. And so it's pretty detailed. A couple $100 have gone into it in the last month. We'll send you over the agreement. We'll get you in the portals. We'll get you started on our training, get you on the calls, a couple days later, to kind of see where you're at, and then go from there.
Hey, that sounds like a plan. I appreciate it.
All right, brother. Have a good day, man.
All right, you too.
Okay. Take care.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Mister, of course, but you say me the hats are 15 and the shirts 20. So 15 is
Yo.
it's not a par number. So
Hola, buenas tardes.
what 7
What up?
8 in white or
What's up? What's
or
up?
how? Please tell me. That's very important point. And right now I'm sending you the seminar.
Yo.
Okay.
Chilling.
Tell
What's
me,
up?
the black
Ryan, you're sitting in the dark again.
I'm not in the dark. I got the window with the light lighting on me over here.
All right.
I got a call. Who is this calling?
28306. Don't know this.
Answer it.
Oh, too late. Too late.
Answer it, bro. If you don't know,
No, it's one of the guys that cold called. I don't want to my cold call right now.
okay. Well, then don't answer it.
I'll call him back tomorrow.
Okay.
The cold call thing worked well, and I found it worked well off of. So I called the guy, and he auto texted me back, and I just left the voicemail, and then he called me back like 8:30 at night, which like I don't pick up. And then he texted me again 11:30 next day. I was like super busy all day, blocked out. I didn't get back to him the following day, and then I used that sort of like, oh man, yeah, apologize. You called me right back, bro, and then text me. I like, oh yeah, no worries. And I went like, oh, you're gonna hate me anyways. He goes, why? And I went into the cold call thing, and we booked an appointment. Like, it didn't just book an appointment. Like, it took a while. You know, I got to the point where I'm like, I'm gonna lose this guy. He's no, that time doesn't work. Let me see. And like, so he booked it for Friday. So that script I've used it a couple times now, and I like it for the callback after I've missed somebody. But yeah,
It's just
and it's also more fun.
it's all about fun, man. Right? Like I'm pretty wild on some of our training calls. And I mean, today we had 9 people, fucking crazy. Had 9 people follow me today from out of about 25. Nathan should have a field trip in there. You know, like you're just being real, bro. Like most people are so fake. Sorry, I got to send some money to Zelle for some shirts. And so you're just having fun, right? Like, and when you have fun with people, you allow them to have fun back. And we're not like, nobody's dying, right? Like nobody's dying here. Like, you know, it's not that big of a deal what we're doing. And it's only a big deal because we make it a big deal in our minds. But like, it's not that big of a deal where we have to be so serious with these people and pretend like the world is falling apart. It's not. Like, nothing's going to happen, right? Like, nothing's going to happen if we do or we don't have a serious or friendly conversation. Not everybody's going to be funny, right? So like some conversations are going to land on their head and that's okay. But like, you know, like Ryan, you just got leads. You just got into the ads stuff, right?
I am literally just getting my feet wet with it, yes.
Yeah. So like, let's role play off the cuff. A lead comes in, right? You get a seller lead, right? What do you do?
Hello.
Hello?
Hey, Vikram?
Yeah, it's Vikram. Who's this?
Hey, Vikram, this is just Ryan Lockwood here.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure you might remember this. However, it seems like you inquired on my YouTube ad, you know, the ad where, you know, it was a handsome young man who's talking about real estate. Does that ring a bell?
Well, not gay, bro. So I'm not sure that I remember the handsome young man that you're talking about. But what's up? What can I do you for right now?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you inquired on the website about possibly looking to, you know, I don't know, maybe make a move within the next 6 to 12 months. I mean,
What's your ad copy?
I honestly, bro, I haven't looked into it yet.
So most YouTube seller stuff is the ad copy is going to be something around like a home valuation or a report. I don't know what they're running specifically for you guys. And so you're probably, so we don't want to go we want to lean away from the word selling, and we want to lean into the more of the, why did you reach out for a value, an evaluation, right? A valuation. Why did you reach out for a valuation? Right. Yeah, man. So no worries, bro. I'm not either. Only maybe on Saturdays, but just depends if I was drinking or not with the boys. But what's got you even possibly thinking about, why even look for a valuation at this point anyways? Like, what's going on? Like, something in your world change? Or you just looking for information? So you want to get them to give you the reason, not, hey, I think you're selling in the next 6 to 12 months. And they're probably going to come back with what?
They're probably going to say, yeah, I was just curious about my home value.
Right. Yeah, man. No. I'm not. Holy fuck. I've been on live for 2 hours. Holy shit. Jesus.